Hello again. This is Wrestling Analyst. Today I'm doing my predictions for Wrestlepalooza 2025. So here we go. Okay, so since I don't want to take about 20 or 25 minutes of your time, I'm going to try to do this quickly. So, match number one, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Now, this is going to be the final match between the two. It's a classic rivalry. And if you remember 11 years ago, SummerSlam 2014, that match went just one sided. It was Lesnar completely dominating John Cena. That's the match where Lesnar made 16 German suplexes to John Cena. Apart from all the other suplexes, a couple of F5s at the end, Cena was completely demolished in that match. And don't expect to see that this time. You're going to see some German suplexes, that's for sure. But this time, John Cena is going to win the match just to establish, just to give him a final win against Brock. And I don't remember. I don't know what's uh, the the wins and losses between the two. I'm not sure John Cena even beat Lesnar once. I'm not sure. I'm. If you say, if people tell me that Cena beat Lesnar in the past, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think from what I remember, I don't remember Cena beating Lesnar. So this time, Cena will beat Lesnar, and the two will probably shake hands at the end of, and maybe even hug after the match uh, as a sign of respect. A little like Cena Lesnar did with Cody at the end of their trilogy. So, match number one, Cena is the winner. Now, next match, it's not in the order that I think the match are going to happen, because I think that this match is, well, main event is probably going to be Cena Lesnar. So, but this match should be, it might be even the first match of the night. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed title. Could be, they could start with Cena Lesnar, or they could put Cena Lesnar as the main event. I don't know. Like I said, it's not. I'm not doing the matches in the order I think they will happen. If I try to do that, I'll never be right. So, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed title. A lot of people online want to see Drew McIntyre win the title, but I don't think it's going to happen. At least not at WrestlePalooza. Uh, this loss by McIntyre will only increase his frustrations from not being a world champion. And after the match, McIntyre will probably attack Cody to continue the feud and maybe have another match at Crown Jewel in October in Australia. Because I think that they want to keep the title on Cody uh, probably until WrestleMania. That's what I'm seeing now. I might be wrong, but I think that's what the plan is right now to keep the title on Cody. He just won it at SummerSlam, not even about a month ago. So I don't think they're going to take the title. Well, a month and a half, but I don't think they're going to take the title off Cody for the time being. So Cody retains. Okay, so next match, the Usos, Jimmy and Jay versus Braun Bronze, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, this match is pretty difficult to predict the winner. Here's why. If WWE wants the Usos reunion to have an impact, they have to win the match. Now, we saw Monday that there's dissension between the Usos. Uh, Jay, it's like Jay wants to control Jimmy. Jimmy rebels a little bit. Um, Everything is not. They don't see right now. They don't. The Usos don't seem to be on the same page as they used to be when they were tag team champions. Now, is that a preparation for Jey Uso heel turn? I don't know. The guy is so popular right now that I don't see Jey Uso turning heel. But in another way, I can see that coming too because that would be a uh, he would be seen as a traitor by the WWE universe, which could propel him to one of the most hated guys in WWE right now, be- because that's how it works. When you're one of the most popular guys, when you turn heel, you become one of the most hated guys right away, and vice versa. Now, if on the other hand, if WWE wants to establish the vision as a major faction, as a dominant faction, Breaker and Reed have to win the match. Now, if Breaker and Reed win the match, that could establish them as a tag team, and to be a major faction again, the tag team would have to probably become champions and beat the Judgment Day after for the tag titles, so that way that all members of the division have titles. Seth is world champion, Becky is IC champion, women's intercontinental champion, and Breaker and Reed would be the world tag team champions. Now, Breaker and Reed beating the Judgment Day could be the trigger to begin Finn Balor's face turn that I talked about in my previous video. So if you were curious, go check it out. I think you're gonna like it. Uh, and a win by the Braun Bronze might trigger more dissension from the Usos. So I think that Breaker and Reed are going to win this match. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. The match that we thought we'd never see, and the match we didn't know we needed. So it's going to be AJ Lee's first match in 10 years. Of course. Yeah, AJ Lee has been training with CM Punk for the last couple of months, probably in preparation for this match. Uh, Now, on a separate subject, should WWE think about a mixed tag team titles? Absolutely. And this will be the subject of one of my future videos. So check, just stay tuned and keep visiting the channel in the future. Now, Becky is selling that she fears AJ Lee to perfection right now. When AJ came back, the fear that we saw in Becky's face was fantastic. She was selling it to perfection. Now, who's going to win this match? This match is only to um, continue the feud between CM Punk and Seth, and it's going to add another sub feud, let's say, between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch over the Intercontinental the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And for that reason, I think that AJ Lee is going to pin or submit Becky Lynch to set up a future match for the Intercontinental title, uh, maybe at Crown Jewel, maybe on Raw. Uh, that's one subject I'm going to make another video on about the Intercontinental titles and the U.S. titles uh, because WWE has so many titles right now that they can't put every title on the pay per views. So I think that I have an idea of what WWE could do in the future for that. But just to come back to my main subject here, I think AJ Lee and CM Punk are going to win the match with AJ pinning or submitting Becky. Stephanie Vicker versus Io Sky. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be the match of the night. A lot of times, if you check out my videos I made a couple of years ago and recently, I've been saying a lot of times that on PLEs, the women's matches are often better than the men's matches. And this is going to be the case. I don't know why it's that. Maybe the ladies want to prove that they belong. They want to put on 5-star matches to show everyone that women's wrestling is awesome, and it is. But every freaking PLE I see, the women's matches are one of the best, if not the best match of the night. Now, a lot of things can happen in this match. Again, it's going to be difficult to predict who's going to win. I don't I don't know if I want to advance the winner. I don't have any choice. I'm going to have put put one winner, but there's so many outcomes that can happen in there. It it could become a no contest because of outside interference, uh, or I doubt it will happen. But is Oscar gonna help Io win? Is Oscar gonna cost the title to Io? That could happen too. Is Io gonna win the title? If Io wins the title, it's gonna be Io versus Rhea at Crown Jewel, where Rhea could finally beat Io in singles matches for the title. Now, that would make Io Sky's third world title reign almost like an afterthought, um, and a transitional champion. And personally, I wouldn't like that, but it could be. It could be. The more interesting storyline would be that Stephanie Vaquero wins. I say more interesting because then you can have a lot of things happening. Remember when Asuka threatened Io on Raw that you better win the title. You want to do it alone, you better win. Now, if Io doesn't win, are we going to see Asuka attack Io after the match, confirming the heel turn right then and there? Could be. That could set up a feud between Asuka and Io, and that feud would not need a title. You can add Rhea in there. You can have a match Io and Rhea versus Kairi Sane and Asuka. You can have a feud, like I said, you can have a feud between Asuka and Io with Kairi stuck in the middle. Oh, or is it with Kairi stuck in the middle? I just love when Asuka is calling Kairi like that. It's so funny. And you see Kairi's faces all the time, like she's scared of Asuka. It's so good. Uh, I started, by the way, speaking of Asuka, I started maybe checking out, planning my fantasy booking video on Asuka. I should do that maybe in the coming week. So anyway, now just just a plug like this. So who's gonna win? Io, Vaquer? I'm not. I really, I really don't know, but I'll go with Vaquer just because of the heel turn coming from Asuka. Now, how is it going to happen? I don't think it's going to be a clean win. Is Asuka going to try to use the mist on Vaquer and mist Io instead? Maybe. Is Asuka going to cost the title to Io? Maybe. Is there going to be an outside interference where Kyrie is distracting the referee and Asuka is attacking Io in the ring? Could be as well. So there's so many possibilities in there that I can't I don't know what's going to happen. But I think that Stephanie Vaquer will become the women's world champion and set up a match between Vaquer and Rhea at Crown Jewel. So there it is. I think Stephanie Vaquer is going to win, but I would not be surprised. Sorry, I would not be surprised at all if Io Sky would win. So there you have it. Predictions: Cena versus Lesnar. John Cena wins. Cody versus McIntyre. Cody wins. Usos versus Breaker and Reed. I think it's going to be the Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Seth and Becky Lynch. I think it's going to be AJ Lee and CM Punk, with AJ pinning or submitting Becky, and Stephanie Vaquer versus Io Sky. I'm picking Stephanie Vaquer, even though I wouldn't be surprised that Io wins. And this will be the match of the night. So enjoy WrestlePalooza. If you have any questions, my email is going to appear at the end of the video, and and keep tuning in to my next chronicles. If you like this video, tell me what you think in the comments. And until next time, this is the wrestling analyst signing off. Have a great day.